In this video, I'm going to take you through the complete workflow for creatives and creators so you can actually have a pipeline and workflow that pulls together all of these individual tools that you're seeing on a daily basis. I'm going to make more tools like this and more workflows so I can dive into individual needs that can hopefully help you with your process. You'll be able to find this and other workflows on my AI Toolbox, where I download everything that I know to help you stay up to date on all the latest things in tech and AI, news and tools, so you don't have to go down all of the rabbit holes that I do on a daily basis. Now, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you like any of these videos and find them helpful, and that would really help out my channel. So there are so many tools coming out every day for creatives that it gets so overwhelming. Even the videos that I make really dive into individual tools one at a time, but so far I haven't put together the entire pipeline or the workflow for someone in order for them to go from the beginning through delivery of a project. After watching this video, if there's a process that you'd like me to go and delve deeper into for a specific industry or even a specific task, leave a comment and I will try and get to it. I'm also going to continue to update this particular workflow, which I'll also leave in the description, with more tools as they come available, and pair the workflow with videos that I've already created and that I create in the future, diving into each specific one. So you can dive in more if you like. First, I want to talk about the platform that I created this on. And no, this isn't sponsored. I just love the product. If you haven't used Milanote yet, you should check it out to help you really organize your entire creative process. It is a really fantastic way to show your process and your creative workflow, or even just mood boards, storyboards, stuff like that. I'll leave a link in the bio for you to check it out, okay? But now I'm going to just dive right in. This is Milanote, and basically I've created a board that I called AI Content Creation Workflow. When I dive in, you're going to see what I've done. This is a pipeline for you to use, and I'm going to go through one by one in the process, which really goes from inspiration, development, pre-production, storyboarding, through production, into post-production, marketing, social, and distribution. And within this pipeline, I have numerous tools and videos talking about the tools. I'm going to fill that out in more depth and more detail, and I'm going to build on to this workflow as we go. But this is going to be able to get you started and really understand which place each tool falls in the workflow, and some fall in multiple places, and some are things that you've heard of but haven't thought about using them for this particular reason, and some you might not have ever heard of. So this is going to be a little bit longer of a video because I'm going to dive into some of these tools, and some have memberships, some are free, some have a free trial, so you're going to be able to use and try whatever it is you like. The first one I'm going to dive into is more for inspiration purposes. It's called Kive. So I'm going to just click on this right here. And so Kive is a place where you can really, discover. It's kind of like that Pinterest idea, but more for cinematic, creative endeavors. What's cool about Kive is it really helps you with managing all of your images and your assets. So for instance, if I was looking for, say, a teacup that I wanted to be inspired by, it's going to pull up all these really cool teacups. I'm going to be able to say, okay, these look really cool. What if I like that? It's going to pull that up. It's going to give me a source of where this came from. It's also going to give me a lot of other reference videos and reference photos of, say, I like this one better, or I like this one. Okay, and then if you look at this, you can get moods in certain colors and stuff like that. You can even generate images similar to what you can do in Midjourney, right? But I'm going to go to the Discover tab again, and if you look at cinematic, it gives you certain types of styles. It gives you GIFs, commercial, photography, more for styling, ads. Here's another cool one for architecture. If you're really looking for, say, something to do production design or something to look at different types of buildings. One thing I found really neat is if I put staircases. So this is kind of cool. So if you're looking for like different unique ways of like, okay, what kind of staircase can I build that would really be unique? I like that one, right? That's kind of like a wood interesting staircase. It gives other ones and references. I had talked about a site in the past called same.energy, which is still really cool, but this to me falls much more in the cinematic and more for creative people trying to work on creative projects and being able to get the sources and be able to extract frames and extract frames from videos is really, really helpful when you're trying to create something. So be inspired by that. And after you've been inspired, what you're probably going to want to do is research a little bit more for your project. Now, the tools that I really focused here on are a lot of your LLMs like ChatGPT, Claude, which is Anthropic, as you see here, Gemini. Obviously, another one that I put here was Perplexity, which I'll have a card for right up there. So you can go into the video that I talked about with Perplexity. But if I'm saying I want to do research on a historical project about the 1920s, looking for imagery as well as a little bit of history of what it was like to live in Los Angeles in the 1920s. So right now it's going to go ahead and do a lot of that research for me. It's going to give me images. It's going to give me source material. Again, if you want to really dive into this, I would say go to Perplexity, but also you can go into the video where I talked a little bit more about this. You can even ask follow-up questions, for instance. If it talks about the Art Deco movement, I'll say, can you go into more detail about the Art Deco movement? And then it will do just that. It's like having your own personal researcher right here. So that's pretty cool, and I would dive deeper into that, but you can do a lot of that with GPTs, which I also did a video on, and a few other things, but I just wanted to leave that here because research is a big thing, and again, research is a whole topic. I wanted to just try and find the tools that can guide you in the direction of, okay, say I have this project and I need to know more, like what's in the public domain, or what do cars look like, or what is it like to live in the 1800s, whatever time period, anything that you're looking for. You can find that almost instantaneously, and those can be thought starters. Now, if you move over a little bit right here, you're going to see the next part of the process is script writing. And I included Claude, Gemini, and GPT. Now, what's cool about this, again, I went ahead and I left a video for there. I might update those videos and do other things. Now, look, ChatGPT you do have to pay for. I can easily just come here and say, I would like to brainstorm about a script that is a James Bond parody if Christopher Nolan became the director. Let's talk about blending time travel and quantum physics into a James Bond movie, and give me an outline to that script. Again, I'm just showing you what it's capable of. You then can take the reins and do with it whatever you'd like. But if you see what ChatGPT did, it's crafting a James Bond parody with a Christopher Nolan twist, incorporating elements of time travel and quantum physics. Sounds like a thrilling project. Nolan is known for his complex, non-linear storytelling and deep dives into themes like time, as seen in Inception and Interstellar, making this a perfect blend of styles and genres. So you get the idea of what it's doing. It's kind of making sure that you understand that it heard you and what you're trying to do, and it ultimately just takes it from there. Quantum of time. And then what it's going to do, I asked it to build out me an outline, and it's building out this outline right now. It talks about Act 1, the setup, introduction to the world. So you see that it can actually just do whatever it is you want. And then you take that and you obviously iterate on top of that. but it gets you past that first page problem. So if you have an idea and you just want to say something, you can come in and do it. I'm not going to just keep this going, but I just wanted to show you how really simple it is to just start brainstorming with one of these large language models. So now that you've got, say, you've got a script, right? And you want to come over here and you want to see, okay, well, what can I do to really show off and make boards? And I have to get very specific. So image generation is, again, something that has been around for a while now, but it's really helpful if you know how to use it. And even Jensen Huang said in one of his summits that programming is now just knowing how to speak in human language. So I'm going to just, I've listed a few things here. For instance, you can go to Leonardo, which is something that incorporates Stable Diffusion. OpenAI incorporates DALL-E, which might be better with text sometimes, but Midjourney is the thing that I personally like to use. So I'm going to just open up my Midjourney right now, and this is the site for Midjourney. It will then take most people to their Discord server, because if you have 1,000 photo generations or more, they have their new web app, which is going to be available to everybody in the next couple of weeks. But ultimately, right now, most people are on the Discord server, and I want to focus on where most people are, not where the people who are already so far advanced go. Okay, so I'm going to hop right into Midjourney. Okay, the first thing you have to do is you have to say imagine. So now there you go, and I'm going to take one of the paragraphs that I got from ChatGPT for James Bond. I'm going to say, M16 uncovers a plot by a shadowy organization, Quantum Nexus, which has discovered a way to manipulate time through quantum entanglement. Their plan is to alter the outcomes of major historical events to create a world order favorable to their agenda. I'm going to put James Bond uncovers a plot switch. So I'm going to put photo, real, raw, cinematic, movie still of James Bond. And then, so I'm going to keep that. And then at the end of that, I'm going to put comma. I'll put shot on Ari, Alexa, Leica lenses, 35 millimeter. Then I'm going to put --AR, which stands for aspect ratio. I'm going to put 16:9, so that gives me frames that are 16:9 aspect ratio. So that's all I'm going to do right now. Again, I want to keep it simple. I just want to show you how simple. You can get so much more granular with all of this. I just literally want to show you how this works. So right now, what it's doing is it's creating me the image. Now, Midjourney is about $30 a month. I do dive into detail on a few other videos about Midjourney, so you can look into it, but it keeps advancing so much and so fast, and there is even now a consistent character, style references, all of these new tools, and by the time you're watching this video, they may have already put it onto the website for everybody. But right here, you see it's really picking up on, it picked up on the last James Bond, Daniel Craig. But you could look at these images, and you can see here are images from a James Bond movie. So if you like this image right here, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how it's listed. This is upscale, and this is variations. I'm not going to do any variations. Again, this is just an example. I'm going to upscale that one that I just showed you, and I'm going to hit save image. So I am going to save that. And if I want, I can now go into Runway or Pika or one of these others that I'm going to talk about in a second, and I am going to be able to animate those videos. Okay, say you have your image generation and you've got your storyboards, you've got your styles, you understand how you want to do and create. You could skip this next step, but I put it here because it starts getting into scheduling and budgeting, because what you might not want to do is do a completely AI film. So you're probably trying to figure out, okay, if I want to shoot something but also incorporate AI and then live action. You one of the tools that I love, again, it's super early stages right now, but it's called Rivet AI, and they're doing a really great job of focusing on those more the details of production, such as budget, script coverage. They're focusing on scheduling. It's really great. Let me show you. If you come in here, I just like took Brick for fun. But if I come into Brick, you could see it has a script. It breaks it down to all of these scenes that they have. You could come over to script coverage, and it really can go into like what you want in script coverage. It goes into character breakdowns. Who are the characters, Brendan? And again, it's getting better and better. So, you know, it's harder to judge it right now, but I do think this one right here is going to be one of the tools that really does help. And then when it gets into budget, you can start looking into budgets. You can say, okay, story rights. It's a really cool tool to be able to play with. And then it could even getting into your shooting calendar and your strip board, like of like, okay, how am I going to schedule my shoot? And all of the AI elements are going to be built into this program. Again, I really commend them for what they've done. I think it's going to go a lot further, but we'll see how it continues. Now, once you've budgeted your project and you want to go a little bit further, you're going to come over here, and now you can come into programs like Runway or Pika. Pika is really cool because they've enabled lip syncing, so you can actually get your characters to talk by uploading a script. That's really neat. Runway, all of these allow you to try them out. They're going to allow you to animate the photos you took. So I can come right into here and I can start generating. I'm going to pull up the image that I just got for James Bond. I literally just drag it in, and now I can go ahead and describe the image. So I'm going to say, zoom in on James Bond as he is discovering the plan of the villain at his desk. As simple as that. And if I wanted to, I can start going camera motions. I'm probably going to want to zoom. I'll zoom in a little bit there. Maybe I'll save that. If I want to, I can go into the motion brush. And the cool thing about the motion brush right here is you can go ahead and select what do you want to move. So if I want him to be one thing, I'll say I'll say maybe he moves a little bit towards the desk, and that's it. 2, I'm gonna do the ocean, and I'll just give it a little bit of ambient movement. Great. And again, I don't have to go super specific here. So when you generate it, you're gonna see there's a slight zoom. James Bond should lean towards the desk. And then I just want to again show you how do you get inspired, create the image, animate the image. That is where we are right now. And then you can start getting into lip syncing, music, and how you do this. So one step at a time. Okay, so now let's take a look at what the video gave me back. I mean, that's pretty great. I mean, you don't need much more than that. It's just a quick cut. And then boom, you like go to the computer screen or whatever it is that you want to do. But like, look, it's zooming in. It's got the parallax. And if you look at the details in the water, you can see the water is moving. You see he's moving exactly how I asked him to move. It worked out pretty well, actually. So that's great. And then you start going into filming and capture. You have tools like Kubrick, which is really fantastic. That is like a cinematic LLM. They've been doing some great work, and I'll even share, like, they just released this, which is a really cool project they shot with director Quinn Halleck and Tool of North America. They really allow you to create these cinematic images and then separate out the foreground, the midground, and the background. They allow you to do in-painting and out-painting, and it's focused on cinema, right? They could go onto these video walls, these LED screens. It's really incredible what they're doing. And then tools like Move.ai really allows you to capture that movement off of cell phones, right? And cameras, and allows you to track people's motion. These types of tools were only available to the people who were either wealthy or gatekeeping, big studios, but now they're being made available to everybody. And then you could take that data and then put one of your characters, your CG characters in there. I have another tool later that I'm going to go through that is really that to like the nth degree, but I'm going to keep expanding on these filming tools as they come out. But moving on, after you have all of these, you can go into tools like 11 Labs and Pika, which allow you to create synthesized voice, right? So if you click on 11 Labs, you can actually generate voices. I can say, hi, my name is James Bond, and I am here to tell you about my plan to bring down the villain. Again.
Hi, my name is James Bond, and I am here to tell you about my plan to bring down the villain.
Not quite. The villain. It's not a villain. But then you could start changing the...
Hi, my name is James Bond, and I am here to tell you about my plan to bring down the villain.
That's because I put a U in there. So it's picking that up. So if I could literally just keep trying to figure out the type of person that I want.
My name is James Bond, and I am here to tell you about my plan to bring down the villain.
And now say I want it in Japanese.
自分を信じること。それが成功の第一歩。
You can even create full audiobooks with these synthesized voices. It gets really, really detailed. But then you can, it's really a great tool. They actually just became a partner with Disney, and they're in their the Disney Accelerator program currently. So I'm really curious to see what they do with them. And then you move on to the next stage, which is post-production. Now, a lot of the tools are post tools. So a lot of the post-production process will actually happen in development now, because a lot of this stuff gets brought in, right? I've mentioned before that I do a lot of my editing in Adobe Premiere, which is fantastic. You can use text to edit. So I literally edit the script based off of what I'm saying, not the visuals. You can go into DaVinci. DaVinci is free, and it's a really great tool to edit with. Color correct. It is the tool for color correction. But CapCut's also a really interesting editing tool because it's free, but it's also pretty robust. And there's a desktop app as well as a phone app. A lot of creators use it. But what's cool about that is you can even remove backgrounds, right? You can add different types of filters and features, and it's really outstanding. So after you, while you're editing, because you're probably putting it all together, you can go into design. You can design in Canva. I know I've done a video on Canva before, but it's where I design all of my thumbnails. And they have a really robust system, and it's really easy to use. I've done a video on that as well. So you should check that out. Microsoft Designer, one cool thing about Microsoft Designer is it could take the thing that you generate and put it on bags, put it on books, put it on all these different sources. So again, it's just another great tool that you could potentially use. Motion Array is more about templates, and it gives filmmakers, it gives creators the ability to add transitions, to have music, to have design and motion graphics and all of these things. And they're already pre-made for you. So it makes it really easy to upscale what you've done in the video and then do it really, really quickly. When you move on to color correction, you have DaVinci, which is a fantastic tool. It is the industry standard. But then you have tools like, for instance, color.io. It's a tool that allows you to find the look of your color and match different colors, and it uses AI to do a lot of this stuff. It's pretty incredible. Check it out. I just did a video about Suno. Suno actually lets you create music from scratch. It could generate lyrics. It could generate instrumentals. It allows you to say the type of mood, even what you want to say, and the way you want to say it, the style you want to do it in. And it's pretty incredible. I haven't found a tool that's much better than that. If you're looking for things like music that you could put in your videos, you have Storyblocks, you have Artlist, you have motion array, you have all of these tools. They are paid for the most part, where you can download music and use them royalty free. Definitely check out, I included the video that I made with Suna that dives in how to actually use it. And then once you get into like things like visual effects, right? So Wonder Dynamics is pretty amazing. You should check that out. I did a video about that a long time ago. But this Wonder Dynamics is a tool that allows you to have a CG character input into your scene, right? You can upload your own CG character. You can create one with one of the ones that they've given you. But ultimately, take a look. It allows you to...
all great stories start with a sense of wonder. And what if bringing those stories to life wasn't limited by our resources, but only by our imagination? Welcome to Wonder Studio, where making movies with CGI is as simple as selecting your actor and assigning a character. The system uses AI to track the actor's performance across cuts and automatically animates, lights, and composes the CG character directly into the scene.
And what's really cool about that is it gives you the files to finish your project after you're done. I mean, if you have the Blender file, you have the motion tracking data, you have everything that you can then go in and tweak. It gets it about 70-80% of the way there. It's a pretty cool tool that I would highly recommend you at least check out. And then I included Move AI and I included Kubrick again. Now Luma's really cool. You might have heard of things like Gaussian splatting and scanning objects. You can scan objects with your phone, scan environments, import them into Unreal scenarios, and actually have the ability to do things that used to take weeks of work in literally an hour. You should check out Luma too. If you want me to go into a more in-depth video on anything that I haven't so far, please leave a comment below and I will do my best on doing that. But then you start getting into marketing, social, and distribution. There are so many ways to automate with Zapier and Make.com. But what's cool about this, I put a few in here called Opus Clip and Get Munch. And these actually take longer videos, break them automatically into videos that make sense to be shorter, whether they're 15 seconds, 30 seconds, gives you hashtags. And there's a lot of other things that help support distribution and social, and including things like TubeBuddy, which really helps with optimization of your videos. I'm going to include all of these again, but this is just the beginning of this workflow. Please check it out. I'm going to share this. I'm going to keep this updated. This is the one I'm going to keep updated. So you're going to see this change a lot. But I wanted to just kind of take you through the process of how to think of using these tools in a pipeline, because most people who understand this come from post-production, and then they come from VFX backgrounds. But now creatives and creators who don't can also utilize all these things as well. And I really wanted you to take advantage of all of that, and I want you to have an easy way to do so. So please check it out. Check out Milanote. Great tool. Check out all of these tools, and please keep updated, because I am going to update this document, and it's going to be in my AI Toolbox. The link is in the description. Comment on anything you'd like to see, and I can't wait for you to tell me how this has worked out for you.